So when we're talking about slope, slope is the steepness of a straight line. So a lot of you know all the formulas already for slope, but overall it's the change in the y values over the change in the x values, or a lot of you say rise over run. So basically it's the change vertically and then horizontally. So you go up and then over. There's 4 different types of slopes that we cover. The first one is if you read it left to right, it is going up, and that is your positive. The next one, if you're going left to right, it's going down. That's your negative. And then the two that people always flip-flop. You have your flat horizontal line. This horizontal line is a 0 slope. And then you have your vertical line. This is your undefined slope. I always think of the undefined as like a wall. I can't climb a wall. There's no steep, it's too steep. This is like walking, the steepness is 0. Think of a treadmill, there's no incline, you're walking at 0. This you can't walk. So that's how I think about it. Oops. Alright, so let's first start looking at graphs. So to find the slope of a graph, you pick a point, or you pick 2 points, and you figure out how much you have to count up and over. So positive is up and right. I don't know if we can write this. Positive is up or right. And negative is if you go down or left. So that's where I'm going to get my positive negatives from. So for this one, here's a point. I have to go, and here's the other point. You can see them marked. I have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I went up 7, and I went over 1, 2, 3, 4. And I went up and right. So this is a positive slope. And if you look at your line, it's going up to your right. So that's positive 7/4. For the next one, if you notice, here's the point and here's the point. Whoa, sorry. That's weird. So for this one, I have to go up 1, 2, 3. Then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And since I went up, that's a positive 3, and then left would be a negative 9. Or you can look at your line and see that it's falling. So this is a negative. And then when we do this, always reduce your fraction. So 3 and 9 can be reduced to negative 1/3. And it doesn't matter where you throw the negative, it's just that it's a negative line. So make sure you put the negative somewhere. For the next one, if you look at it, it is a flat line. Think of an incline. There is no incline, so this is your 0. And then for this one, this is your wall that you cannot climb. So that slope is undefined. So the formula, if you're given 2 points instead of a graph, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Everyone probably knows it. So for the first one, make sure you know your x's and your y's. X is first, y is second. So 3 minus 1 over 4 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. 4 minus 1 is 3. Go to the next one. Remember, x, y, x, y. So negative 2 minus 4, and then 10 minus negative 2. So when you go to subtract, just watch your negatives. So negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. Use a calculator if you're not sure. And then 10, I don't know why my pen's being weird. 10 minus negative 2 is really 12. Because two negatives make a positive. And then make sure you reduce. So negative 6 over 12 is negative 1/2. That's your final answer. For number 3, negative 5 minus 5 over negative 8 minus negative 4. So negative 5 minus 5 is negative 10. Then negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. And if you type this in your calculator, reduce, you get 5 over 2. Two negatives make a positive again. So with this, if you type this in your calculator, it's going to tell you 0. If you type this in your calculator, it's going to say error. So if it says error, that means undefined. It will tell you. It will literally tell you 0 when it's 0. And then the last we're going to do is from a table. So the table is the change in the y's over the change in the x's. So from here to here, from negative 4 to negative 2, I'm going up 2. And then from negative 4 to 0, I'm going up 4. So that reduces to 1/2. And you can pick any point. You gotta pick these two or the last two. It doesn't matter, it's all the same. So for the next one, I'll just pick something different. So to go from 7 to 4, I went down 3. And then to go from negative 5 to 0, I would have to add 5. And that doesn't reduce. And then the last one, to go from 1 to 2, I have to add 1. And then to go from 2 to 2, there's nothing. And then remember, this gives you an error, so this is your undefined.